Welcome to Life Stories Network. Thank you for joining me today. Life has a way of throwing us into situations we never expected, and sometimes those very moments change us forever. Today's story is about family, respect, and the painful but powerful choice to stand up for yourself when others refuse to see your worth. It's about a step-parent who tried their best to love, care, and be there but was told over and over again, "We only answer to our real parents." And in that moment of heartbreak, something shifted. This is that story. I met my partner when life had already been through some storms for both of us. They had children from a previous marriage, and I had no problem stepping into that role. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I believed love, patience, and kindness could build bridges. The first time I met the kids, they looked at me with a mixture of curiosity and distance. That was fine. I told myself trust takes time. Every morning, I tried to be present, making breakfast, reminding them of schoolwork, even dropping them off at practice when their biological parents couldn't. I wanted them to feel like they could rely on me. But slowly, I started noticing a wall. Every time I'd ask them to clean their room or help out with chores, I'd get the same response. "You're not my real parent. I don't have to listen to you." At first, I laughed it off. Kids test boundaries, right? But as weeks turned into months, the words cut deeper. Imagine pouring love into someone only to be reminded you don't count in their eyes. It wasn't just once or twice, it became their go-to answer for everything. If I asked about homework, "You're not my mom." If I tried to set curfews, "We only listen to our dad and mom." Every refusal was like another door slammed in my face. I started to question myself. Was I trying too hard? Was I forcing something that wasn't meant to be? My partner told me, "They just need time. Don't take it personally." But how could I not? When every interaction felt like a reminder that I was invisible in their family picture. One evening, I remember cooking dinner for all of us. I had spent hours making their favorite dishes, thinking maybe food could bring us together. When I called them to the table, they said, "We'll eat when our mom cooks." The knife in my chest was sharper than any kitchen blade. I sat there staring at the meal, wondering what else I could possibly do to prove myself. That night, I cried quietly, not because I wanted recognition, but because I wanted to feel like part of the family I was sacrificing for. But then, something inside me shifted. If they didn't want me as a parent, maybe I needed to stop trying to be one. Maybe I needed to change. The next morning, I woke up with a new mindset. No more forcing, no more begging for respect. I wasn't going to chase their approval anymore. I told myself, if they only answer to their biological parents, then let them. I'll step back. I'll live my life, love their parent, and focus on my own peace. And so, I changed. When they left dishes in the sink, I didn't nag. When they ignored my voice, I stayed silent. When they pushed me away, I stopped reaching. It wasn't bitterness, it was acceptance. Acceptance that sometimes, no matter how much love you pour, the soil isn't ready to receive it. At first, they seemed relieved. They thought they had won, that I had finally given up. But as weeks passed, something unexpected happened. They began to notice my absence. They noticed when I no longer asked about their day, when I stopped waiting at the door to pick them up, when I didn't chase them to eat dinner with us. Suddenly, the silence spoke louder than my words ever did. One of them came up to me one evening, their voice softer than usual. "Why don't you care anymore?" they asked. I looked at them gently and said, "It's not that I don't care. I care too much. But you told me I'm not your parent, so I've decided to respect your wishes." The look on their face told me everything. They hadn't expected me to step back. They had taken my presence for granted. And slowly, without me forcing, they began to inch closer, asking for help with school, joining me in the kitchen, even sitting next to me during movie night. Not because I demanded it, but because they realized they missed it. You see, sometimes in life, the strongest move isn't to fight harder, it's to let go, to step back and allow others to see what your presence truly means. It wasn't about winning them over anymore. It was about reclaiming my self-respect, about showing them that my love wasn't an obligation, but a choice. And you know what? That choice made all the difference. They began to treat me differently. Not overnight, not perfectly, but with more respect than before. And if nothing else, I had found peace within myself. I had learned that love doesn't mean losing yourself just to gain approval. So, if you're listening right now, struggling in a similar situation, remember this. Sometimes the best way to teach people your value is to stop trying so hard to prove it. Step back, let them feel the space you leave, and never forget, you deserve respect too. Thank you for listening to this story on Life Stories Network. If it touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and always remember, your worth is not defined by someone else's acceptance.